What is going on? It's your boy Big Poppy, unsecured from the skiff. It is Fat Boy Friday. You know what that means. I got to get a video done because if I don't do it now, I won't do it today. Then I do it tomorrow. Then people call me and want to know what's happening with the video that I was going to do on Friday. And they say I'm tardy because I promise Fridays. So I try to do them every Friday, but I at least do them every week. And I try to meet that intent and bring you some entertainment, some things to actually think about. So now, before I get started, I just want to let you guys know I have 35 followers now. 35. 30 of them are unidentifiable because they don't want to provide name, state, location, or whatever the case may be. And that's cool. I'm good with that. But I think there's some people out there who might work in a certain place who think and feel the way I feel as it relates to what's happening in the world. And I find it ironic. Also, number two, most importantly, because I'm a fat boy, OnlyFans reach out to me and they want me to start my own Fat Boy Friday page and guaranteed me 1 million followers in 24 hours. All I had to do was take off my shirt. And I was like, well, isn't that what TikTok's for? Like, I haven't embarrassed myself in front of TikTok yet. So, or have I? Not really sure. But I'm going to look into that, OnlyFans. I hear it's a good thing. But don't tell mama, okay? So what are we talking about? I figured out real quick that I don't think a lot of you guys like sports because two of the videos that I put out as it relates to sports really got the lowest hits. And I think you guys really enjoy the interpretation and the diatribes or spins I put on what's happening in the world as it relates to politics, world leaders, military, and things of that nature. And speaking of the military, if you're a veteran, I just want you guys to know, I don't have them yet, but my fourth PCM in 3 years has resigned, and now I have to get another one. So 5 PCMs in 3 years. I can't be referred downtown for greater than a year because, you know, it's money through the door, right? So we'll see how this debacle unfolds. So I'm a little bit irritated. I got my booster COVID shot yesterday. So as you can tell, I'm a little bit congested, a little bit stopped up, but we're going to fight through it. So interesting times, interesting world. You got a conservative Supreme Court. We've seen an all-out assault on women's reproductive rights and their decisions. Terrible decision. But I don't get a vote, I guess. So we got to deal with it, right? They sit for life or until they die. So you got Roe v. Wade overturned. You got the Second Amendment. Here's what's interesting about the Second Amendment. I did a little bit more research, went back and looked. Do you know between 2008 and 2019 that 288 school shootings occurred in the United States? And I know what you're thinking over the course of about a 9 or 10 year span. That's it? 288? And we're arguing about Second Amendment rights? Well, guess who was second? Mexico. How many did they have? 8 during the same time frame. 8. You are more likely as a child in school, 57 times more likely as a child in school to die from a school shooting as the other G7 countries combined. 57 times more. Okay, 183 days. We get to July, right? It's a halfway point, 183 days on the year. 315 mass shootings in the United States of America. 315, almost 2 a day. Are you kidding me? 2 a day. And we cannot have any discussions about some type of comprehensive gun legislation. I mean, did you see the guy Cremo, right? Speaking of creepy Cremo, I mean, come on, man. If he walked into my store and I owned a gun store, I wouldn't give him a gun. I wouldn't give him a BB gun. Okay? Come on, guys. We got to have some conversations. And I'll tell you, and the reason I really wanted to point those two things out is because the Supreme Court made a lot of those things worse, right? I'm not going to say we haven't had school shootings because obviously that would be a lie. Before this Supreme Court, we've had them. But I think you're going to see an uptick and it's going to get ridiculous. And at some point in time, we've got to put our own selfish needs on the back burner and start thinking about each other. And I've talked about that in videos about being a better person. But I want you to pay attention to what I'm going to say. Okay? And really understand it, because if this happens, everything that you think about the United States Constitution especially on the liberal side, right, the far, far left, and some Republicans who might be rhinos, I don't know, right? We're going to have huge problems. And here's what's going to happen next term with your Supreme Court. There is this idea and theory that surrounds us about independent state legislatures. The term legislature is really the heart and the essence of what I'm talking about, because the Constitution doesn't delineate legislature as it doesn't define it in its totality. If the Supreme Court agrees with North Carolina and the fact that Supreme Courts in states are the legislatures that the Constitution was talking about, or the founding fathers who wrote it and all this other good stuff, if it is the states that become the legislatures, do you realize that those states can now determine, based on the number of seats that they have in their legislatures, who they deem should or should not be president? Yeah, you got that, right? You're tracking. They will determine, despite a popular vote for another side, who will or will not be garner those votes for the presidency of the United States. I mean, this is what conservatives are doing. But everything that they're doing doesn't even fall within the definition of conservative. It's not even close. These are egregious, politically motivated moves with gerrymandering to garner more seats in specific places so that we can have the Supreme Court vote in our favor in North Carolina as it relates to what they deem as a legislature. And now all this stuff that happened in 2020, whether you believe it or not, that Trump really won the election. Well, guess what? If we go the route that I think the Supreme Court is going to go, it doesn't even matter. It will not matter at all. American freedoms are under assault. And this is from a Republican Party that runs on a platform of smaller government. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Independent state legislatures. And just like I told you clowns out there, Trump was a criminal. He was going to get caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And guess what? His entire board of directors has resigned from his little truth, whatever website or whatever the hell he had, social media. Didn't have a huge following anyways. People are tired. And let's get one thing straight. I told you about this back in 2015. I said this in 2015, that all of this was going to happen and it was going to come to fruition. Now, some of the things that have happened beyond that have been a little bit more than even I can fathom and put my hands around, like January 6th, as an example. But I told you this was going to happen 6-7 years ago. And it's absolutely amazing that we as American society will sit back and watch our freedoms be trampled on. Trampled by a Republican Party that is so partisan. And look, make no mistake about it. The Dems have been a little bit partisan as well. I don't think as much as the Republicans, but all of them need to go. We need a whole new legislative body. The House, Senate, 535 people, all of you need to be fired. To include the current president of the United States, vice president, y'all need to be fired. Let's start from scratch. Get the flour out. Let's roll it together. And let's do what's right for America. Because pretty soon, and what is it, 2022? I would bet you by 2030, God willing, I'm still alive. I'm still able to see and talk about this stuff and be a part of trying to make a difference in people's lives by being honest and forthright. I hope I'm around because in 8 years, maybe a little less, the United States is not going to be that glowing freedom and beacon of light for others. We're just going to be another despicable country. And some people will say, well, then get the hell out, Poppy. Well, no, because I fought for everything that we're talking about. So you have a vote, you have a voice. I encourage you to get out there and do something about it. And to really pay attention to what's happening around you. Independent state legislator, put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocket. The next term, the Supreme Court will hear that case out of North Carolina. And depending on what happens with a pro-majority conservative court, if North Carolina can redistrict and gerrymander, in essence, to gain seats in order to vote a certain way, in North Carolina, your vote means nothing. And if it becomes a precedent and passes in North Carolina, I guarantee you all these other Republican states are going to follow suit. I promise you. So pay attention to what's going on. I love you guys. I'm happy I get another day to breathe, another day to walk around, and enjoy life with my family. I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed for all of you guys. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy what I'm doing. Hopefully you guys will share it, subscribe, like, follow me, get some more people out there. Let's have the conversations. And if you don't agree with it, hit me up. Hit me up. Shoot me a message. I'm not emotionally tied to this stuff. I'm just telling you what's happening. And up to this point, I've been right. And anybody that knows me will tell you I have. So let's see the next term if I'm right again. All right. So next week, we'll be back at you. I love you guys. Enjoy the weekend. Stay safe. Fat Boy Friday. Pay attention, man. You never know. I might have an OnlyFans page, man. It's called OnlyFans, right? OnlyFans. Excuse me. Maybe I can start getting dates. Hopefully nobody heard that. But we'll catch you next week. It's your boy, Big Poppy, unsecure from the skiff. Josh, Alan, Possum, my boys, coming to see you here in a little bit. And we'll sit down and chat, right? All right. I love you guys. Big Poppy's out of here. Have a safe weekend. Have a blessed next week. And God bless all of you. And it's us together. All right. Peace out.